Today on Studio G, we asked a professor to break down the Democratic debate and who should be feeling good after the Democratic national debate on Tuesday.
Alexa Vita shows us a side of a rock star who doesn't like to leave a task unfinished. Studio G starts right now.
Good afternoon. Today is October 15th, 2015. I'm Mateo Hawley.
And I'm Taylor Carter, and this is Studio G.
Hillary Clinton held a rally yesterday night at Springs Preserve, mostly talking about the Democratic national debate and focusing on how the debate, as well as a whole, was said to have been what a debate was supposed to be like. Many say that Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders won the debate. However, we will have more debate analysis later in the show when Kyle Root interviewed the director of the Berman Debate Forum here at UNLV.
Rebels showed off their talents at the Rebel Variety Show auditions in hopes of making it to the official event during homecoming week. Although there's no prize money for winning, Rebels get a chance to say they were one of the best at UNLV's most famous traditions.
The Rebel Variety Show is basically a huge talent competition that we have during homecoming week that really accepts like any type of talent. So whether you're a singer, dancer, we've had drums before, taiko drummers, poetry, really anything's allowed to come and show their talent, not just singers.
This variety show is one of the many that happens during homecoming week. It adds to the excitement of going to college and gaining school spirit.
This year I'm actually making a huge effort to try to get the entire campus to be involved because homecoming is not just for fraternity and sorority life, it's for everybody here on campus. I'm reaching out to a lot more student organizations. I'm also reaching out to any students on campus. So I'm also talking to offices that want to participate. Really anybody and everybody I want to get involved in homecoming this year.
For more information on homecoming and how you can participate, check out their website at unlv.edu/homecoming.
Ronnie Vannucci, drummer of the band The Killers and a UNLV graduate, made a visit to campus to speak at the Rebel Rise event. He tried majoring in biology and business, but his passion of music was one he couldn't give up. The drummer graduated with his BA from UNLV in 2011. He shared what it was like going back to college after taking a break.
I don't like to leave things undone. You know? I believe once you start something, you should finish it. I hate loose ends. And I also liked it here. I was surrounded by, good people.
The fans motivate the band to work harder to produce music people will want to listen to.
Us and just what we can accomplish. And now we share something with people that buy our records and come to the shows. That it's almost like an expected thing. It's like, it's almost like a weird familial type of, they need it, we can provide it, we have to live up to a certain level of things.
We reported on the Rebel Rise event yesterday, which focused on university sophomores continuing their education and, just like Vannucci, never giving up.
The Earth is heating up, and professionals in climate change emphasize the importance to the generation of students. The Brookings Institute, John Meltzer, sat in for a UNLV press conference. Students asked questions about what is being done to prevent climate change.
Reducing, improving the fuel efficiency of vehicles is something the federal government's really pushing on here. So there's a lot of technologies happening across this space, And you can sort of see by what I'm saying as well, this is very much an economy-wide issue. I mean, in a sense, it reaches into everything, whether we're talking about the transport or we're talking about how you get electricity. I think the next level is sort of mobilising, whether it is trying to get, action at the university level, maybe is this university particularly, energy efficient? Are there alternative, more sort of green sources of energy that the university could be using? So there might be ways to mobilise and put pressure on administration.
The sharing economy has become more popular amongst students in the rest of the globe. Uber, Airbnb, Couchsurfing, and other apps have become more popular every day as people look for ways to reduce their carbon footprint and save money. Meltzer says that he does not expect to see a jump in the effectiveness of the sharing economy towards climate change soon, but by the year 2030 we should begin to see more regulations on trade along with reductions in emissions. Not all industrialized countries are currently being forced to cut emissions. But as soon as countries like China hit their peak, Earth's equilibrium may be set even more off balance. Meltzer says global temperatures could rise 2 degrees due to lack of environmental habits. Some of the ways to reduce your carbon footprint are drinking out of reusable water bottles, taking a bike ride instead of your car, or carpooling to work. All these habits can help lower your emissions in your area. After the break, a look at what's going on around the country. We'll be right back.
Oh, the station's great. You make friends, you gain skills, you learn how to do all this stuff with audio. It's a fantastic thing.
I can grow with everyone and everybody supports me as well as I can support them.
I think it's great. I think it's a blessing to have this kind of equipment from the Green Response family as well as the state of Nevada.
And it's really informative to see, how a radio show really works.
Now that I do it, I have friends, I have people that want to hang out, and I get to play music a lot.
It's very good too because we have all the top of the line equipment to work with and students here that can help you out, so it's a very, very good way to get involved in the radio.
Ever wonder what makes us, the Smurfs, so happy? The forest, of course! This is where we, along with the beautiful forest creatures, make our home with beautiful plant life, clean water, and endless adventures. It's a place to celebrate. So discover the forest with your family today. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Your community's farmers market. Welcoming, lively, friendly. A place where neighbors and friends come together to celebrate their community. With over 50 vendors, organic, sustainable, fresh produce are available just for you. Support and buy local at Fresh 52.
As far as Studio G, at first it looks overwhelming, and at first it looks like it's a lot of work, but I'll tell you what, it's the most beneficial class I've had at UNLV to date, without a doubt. You get to not only develop stories and work on your interviewing skills, your editing skills, and your shooting skills from a camera perspective, you get to work on all the equipment that's in the studio. So you're working on audio, you're working on directing, tech directing, you get to produce your own show. You can take a 30-minute newscast and make it your own. And that's really cool about Studio G. Like I said, a lot of it seems overwhelming at first, but it is by far the best class I've taken at UNLV since I've been here.
With the clouds today, it looks a little different outside, so we will go to the birthday girl, Sally Ann, with weather. Happy birthday, Sally Ann.
Oh, you just had to do that, didn't you guys? You just had to. Hi, everybody. It's a great day, not just because it's my birthday, because it's Thursday, and for most of you, that means the last day of your school week. And also, we're starting to cool down a little from the harsh weather we've had last week. So it's currently 85 degrees out right now with the 30% humidity. All right, and let's take a look at tonight. We're going to have a high of 90, which still a little hot, but getting better than what we've had just recently, and a low tonight of 69, so we're starting to cool down. And then tomorrow with a high of 84, so we're cooling down even more into the 80s, finally starting to feel like fall. Let's take a look at the rest of the week. Tomorrow there's going to be a 20% chance of rain, so possible, not extremely likely. Then more likely on Saturday with a 40% chance and 79 high, low 66. And then extremely likely on Sunday. 80% chance of rain. So this weekend, plan accordingly what you're planning on doing because it's very likely to get in some rain this weekend. Then we're going to start clearing up a little bit on Monday with only a 10% chance of rain. And finally, clear skies on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We're starting to cool down a little bit into the lower 80s at the end of Wednesday and Thursday and the 60s at night. All right, that wraps up our weather today. Back to you, Taylor and Mateo.
Target, the popular retailer, is now in the process of reissuing all of the red credit and debit cards. Each card will be outfitted with the new chip technology. This means that customers will have to enter a PIN and not just a signature to complete a transaction. This comes after Target suffered a massive data breach at the end of 2013. Target exposed the personal information of up to 70 million shoppers. Target hopes to complete the process by next spring. A spokesperson said that by requiring customers to enter a PIN, it adds an extra layer of security. Banks and retailers have been quick to upgrade their debit and credit cards to increase security. Target says it has updated all of its cash registers to accept chip-enabled cards, and that the new process is safer than before.
Starbucks may be a great place to grab a coffee, but that's nothing compared to working there. The coffee company's College Achievement Plan is showing progress and has now passed over 4,000 enrollees after only 1 year. The plan was launched in June of 2014 and provides an opportunity for all U.S. employees working an average of 24 hours per week to earn a bachelor's degree. It has produced dozens of online graduates. Starbucks students are generally younger than other online students and come from every state in the nation. Out of the more than 50 undergraduate degrees offered, the most popular degree pursued is psychology, which I'm sure they'll need lots of coffee for.
Maybe miracles happen after all. If there was a Cinderella in this year's baseball postseason, it would be the Chicago Cubs. The Chicago Cubs are one step closer to ending their 107-year drought without a World Series. On Tuesday night, the Cubs clinched a spot in the National League Championship Series. Also, for the first time in many years, the Cubbies are the favorite in Las Vegas for the Fall Classic, according to the Westgate Superbook, putting them off at 5-2, the best odds they have had to win a World Series in the past 15 years. One fan has waited long enough to see her beloved Cubbies make it to the series. Loretta Dolan, a die-hard Cubs fan, attended her first playoff game. She explained what it was like to go to the games literally almost 100 years ago.
In 2 months. We used to take our own lunch and pop, and we never paid anything. I could sit and cry when they don't win.
The Chicago Cubs have to wait before they see who they will square off against in the NLCS starting on Saturday. They could possibly face off against the Los Angeles Dodgers or the New York Mets. I mean, could you imagine being there for the entire drought? Because 107 years is a long time.
I know. She's so cute. I hope that they win when she gets to see it.
Oh, I know. That'd be awesome. Plus Back to the Future.
Last week, UNLV hosted a Coca-Cola ice bottle event where the company gave away free Cokes to students passing by. Some of the Coca-Colas came in aluminum bottles, which were 100% recyclable, but the other Cokes came in a rather unique container.
I got a fever, and the only prescription is more ice bottle. I need more ice bottle, baby. I need more ice bottle.
We're here giving out ice bottles. The bottles are actually made of ice, and we're just filling them up with Coke, giving out free Cokes, and just having a party out here.
Coca-Cola is one of the most successful brands of all time, and they sure do know how to throw a party. After the break, we talked to Jacob Thompson and got his take on Tuesday's Democratic National Debate.
Doing my show. I love all types of rock, and that's why I'm doing Rock Through the Decades. We play the 50s all the way to today's rock music or rock bands. I want them to get the appreciation of how much rock has changed over the years and how it's still really great. You can never kill rock. I mean, rock is like the way to be. the way to go. The name of my show is Rock Through the Decades, and I am Rockin' Gemini. You can listen to this on the Rebel HD2 network.
Metropolis is a 30-minute show that airs every Tuesday evening at 91.5. You're going to hear Dr. Gary Larson along with our regular contributors talking about what matters to our community. And not only what matters, but why does it matter? We look at our community as a whole, but we also pay special attention to what's happening here at UNLV because that's our home as well. So looking at our Metropolis through the lens of a radio show really gives us the unique perspective to tell a story through words and through people, and I think it makes for a great program.
You have to do an internship. It's one of the requirements for journalism majors. You have to do an internship before you can graduate.
Definitely having an internship as a requirement really helps push yourself out there and to just remind you that that your graduation is coming up soon. You're going to need some work experience in your career. So it's really good to put yourself out there early on, and they tend to help students a lot more. So when you do a student internship, it really helps out a lot.
Boy Miles Low.
It's your girl Scribe Cash.
My name's Fabian Stefan.
Perpetual Player One. And I'm your host, Brandy the Prince Madison.
My name is Haley Rogers. From the Miles Low midweek show.
Your Scribe Cash radio show.
You can listen to Pixel Jam.
Press start to play. And this is the takeover.
Rock on Rebel.
On KUNV HD2.
From the rebelhd2.com.
The Democratic debate created quite a stir. It's hard to decipher who wins a debate, but we are fortunate enough to have Jacob Thompson. Kyle Root sat down with the debate coach to get a better understanding of who successfully delivered their message.
The first Democratic debate of the 2016 presidential election took place right here in Las Vegas Tuesday night, and it was much anticipated. The debate was headlined by heavily favored Hillary Clinton, and she lived up to expectations, but Bernie Sanders may have just closed in on her. I talked to UNLV's own Jake Thompson, the director of the debate forum, on what he thought of the debate.
I thought the debate went really well. It was very civil. There were a lot of points of disagreement between the candidates that were illustrative of their various stands on positions, and I thought that overall it was a really exciting night for politics in the Valley. This debate appeared more civil than most of the Republican debates that I've seen so far. Some of the Republican debates, just because of the sheer number of people that were on the stage, kind of had the appearance of a little bit of disorder. They were a little chaotic. It almost seemed like a food fight. The Democratic debate was quite a bit more civil. It seemed like the candidates supported each other in many ways and disagreed respectfully.
Bernie Sanders had the most memorable quote of the night when he addressed Hillary Clinton's email scandal.
The secretary is right. And that is that the American people are sick and tired of hearing about your damn emails.
Thank you. Me too.
If you're going to have a fantastic one-liner, it's got to help you, and it's got to make a difference, and it's got to distinguish you from your opponent. And in this case, I don't think it really did that. Sanders did a good job in this debate. I feel like he came in a very close second. The biggest concern for me related to Sanders is, in this particular debate, was his position on gun control and gun company liability. It doesn't jive well with the rest of the narrative that he's constructed about himself as a very progressive liberal. And so from that perspective, it might cause some headaches for folks that would support him normally. I also feel like a lot of folks out there who are pro-Bernie thought that he redeemed himself pretty well. I would say that he could improve in form insofar as I think that Sanders has to go against what his personal convictions are, and I think that he's got to go on the attack against Hillary. I also doubt that it is likely that he will do that. He's had a long political career, and he's proud when he says that he's never run a negative political ad in his life, and I don't think that he's going to go on the attack in front of the largest national audience that he's ever been in front of.
Jake Thompson has a clear-cut winner of the debate, and it won't come as much of a surprise.
I'm comfortable saying that Hillary Clinton won this debate, and I think that Bernie Sanders was a close second. Hillary was on point most of the night. She scored points when she needed to. She had most of the memorable lines in the debate. I thought she effectively distinguished herself from some of the other candidates on important issues. And at points that she could have faced difficulty, she was effective at either eliminating that criticism or pivoting to another point. And the places where Sanders tried to distinguish himself from Hillary, Hillary was fairly effective at just kind of like taking his position and saying, oh, I'm pro that anyway, absorbing the things that Sanders was in favor of.
As for the other candidates in the debate,
let's face it, Chafee and Webb demonstrated that they're a sideshow at best in this debate, right? They both should fire their debate coaches if they haven't already. And they might consider suspending their campaigns after terrible, lackluster performances.
Thompson also has a good idea on who the nominee will be.
While it's illegal to gamble on politics, I'd be willing to stake a lot of money on her getting the nomination.
From Studio G, I'm Kyle Root.
It's beneficial to have an educational understanding of how debates should function. This debate had a more appropriate process compared to their political counterparts. We will be right back after the break with a look at the original strip.
Ever wonder what makes us, the Smurfs, so happy? The forest, of course! This is where we, along with the beautiful forest creatures, make our home with beautiful plant life, clean water, and endless adventures. It's a place to celebrate. So discover the forest with your family today. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
I mainly play a lot of contemporary jazz music from the 1960s up until about 2012, 2013. When I go on, just explain who it was, the name of the song, the name of the artist, maybe the name of the album, their career. I just hope that everybody enjoys it and appreciate it for the kind of music it is and how great it is. My name is Sam and I host Sunday Evening Jazz on the rebelhd2.com.
The show's name is the Rebel and Revolt Show. Pretty good show about, just someone who will actually talk about UNLV the way an outsider might feel. We talk about current events, we talk about politics, try to take an offensive swing with it. Sometimes it's hit or miss, and then we talk about, the little things in life that everybody laughs about. And we are the Rebels and we are revolting. My name is Jameson Wilk and I run the Rebel and Revolt Show, and you can tune in at therebelhd2.com.
Hip-hop, R&B too. I like to play like any new upcoming music, new albums, new mixtapes. I like to open up with maybe kind of like a hype song that gives people energy. Just play any type of good music and then give people like a rundown what's going on currently in hip-hop. Just good vibes, good music. A lot of radio stations don't keep up with playing good music. So that's really the goal. This is Jalen Young on More Than Music Mondays. Check me out on the Rebel HD2.
Las Vegas is filled with so many iconic locations, and Fremont Street is at the top of the list.
When most people think of Las Vegas, the first thing they picture is the Strip, but that's not all Vegas has to offer. The Fremont Street experience is a popular destination for tourists and locals.
The Fremont Street experience is filled with attractions. There are light shows, free concerts, and even zip lining. Due to the wildly popular history, Fremont Street has visitors from all over the world.
I'm from London originally, but I live in Scotland now. That's where we come from. Okay, that's cool.
I'm Nick Kissinger from Wisconsin.
My name is Tammy, and I'm from Seattle, Washington.
I decided to come down to Fremont Street because I heard that it was a more exciting environment and just a little bit less congested than the Strip.
I just really like the diversity. So many different people doing all different types of things, and it's just really cool coming from Michigan to be out here checking it out.
I think it's actually less people, even though it is very crowded down here, but it's still less people.
Due to the historic importance of Fremont Street, some people even mistake it for the Strip.
I thought this was the Strip. Where's that?
The Strip is down that way, all the way down that way.
All right, cool. We're going that way next.
For Studio G, I'm Desholo Balogan.
If you haven't been to Fremont Street, I'm sure you're itching to go now.
With a month full of monsters, Studio G reporter Jordan Lorenzo takes on a new beast. The Slotzilla downtown is the perfect place for students to soar.
This
Slotzilla is Las Vegas's newest and tallest zip line. It's a 12 stories high slot machine inspired design that gives locals and out-of-towners the ride of their life. Unlike other zip lines, it has 2 different heights and speeds and allows you to go superhero style, giving you the feeling as if you can fly. I talked with Winston Lewis, who's a UNLV senior and operator for the ride, on this multi-million-dollar project.
This job helped me by gaining more knowledge on Vegas in general. I mean, there's so many facts about Fremont Street that a lot of people don't know about. This specific company was built a year ago, and since then we've made the zoom line, which is the line where you're laying down, we've made that taller, and it originally was about 85 feet. We've expanded it to 118 feet now, and it's one of the largest attractions here in Vegas. It's pretty cool. I enjoy it a lot, and I think our customers enjoy it a lot because we're still here after a year.
UNLV students who work at Slotzilla are offered career advances that coincide with their degree.
There are 6 students that work here. A lot of people don't know Slotzilla provides a lot of job opportunities for communications majors, especially if you're looking for PR, going into public relations, which is what I'm looking to go into. It gives a great opportunity for that inside of Fremont, not just Slotzilla.
The ride operates all day and goes by periods of time, so you can go with the people that you came with. It also allows you to record while in the air, which is something else that separates it from other zip lines.
One of the other options are pictures. We give you an opportunity to take a picture with our giant slot machine. We give our customers an opportunity to record themselves while going down the zip line. I've lost count how many times I've rode this ride. Strap on and just fly down, you know. And each time it's in the same adrenaline as I had the first time I did it, so I love it.
Whether you'd like to work for the company or just to go to enjoy, students are always welcome at Slotzilla. I'm Jordan Lorenzo, back to you guys in the studio.
Slotzilla is open from 1 p.m. to 1 a.m. It costs $20 for the lower zip line and $40 for the upper zip line that takes you the entire length of Fremont Street.
I actually went on the higher one where you're flying like Superman for my birthday. It was pretty cool.
It was? Oh, I'm scared to death.
Oh, it was really fast though. You probably wouldn't remember it. It's just
really?
like boom, done.
Maybe I'll start with the lower one.
Yeah, it's just that the brake that stops you is a little uncomfortable.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's going to do it for us today here at Studio G.
Make sure you tune in tomorrow for Friday's edition of Studio G. For Studio G, I'm Taylor Carter.
And I'm Mateo Hawley.
Here.